Hey everyone, welcome back. I wanted to take this time to finish a story that my students and I started before the end of the school year, but we didn't have quite enough time to finish it. So we had about 5 chapters left of Wayside Schools is Falling Down. So I'm going to read about 2 chapters at a time and post each video so that you guys can at least hear the rest of the story. So we left off on chapter 25, a story that isn't about socks. And then here's the picture. I know you guys love to see the picture. It was class picture day. The children were all dressed up in their best clothes. Stefan came to school wearing a 3-piece suit, gray trousers, a gray vest, and a gray jacket. Underneath his vest was a white shirt and a red and gold striped tie. On his feet were hard, black, shiny shoes. He was very handsome. The other kids laughed when they saw him. "You've worn lots of silly costumes," said Bibi, "but this is the silliest one yet." Bibi was wearing yellow shorts, a red shirt with white polka dots, and a floppy green hat. Mrs. Jules rang her cowbell. "Settle down," she said. The children settled in their seats. Stefan remained standing. "Look at Stefan," said Marcia. "His jacket is the same color as his pants." "They're supposed to be the same color," Stefan tried to explain. "It's a suit, and they're not called pants. They're called trousers." "Ooh," said Marcia. "Can you go swimming in your suit?" "No," said Stefan. "I can go swimming in my suit," said Marcia. Marcia had on a black and white striped bikini. "I'm sure Stefan's suit is good for other things," said Mrs. Jules. "It is," said Stefan. "Like what?" asked Todd. "Standing around and looking important," said Stefan. "What about sitting?" asked Todd. "No, I'm not supposed to sit," said Stefan. "The suit might get wrinkled. I'm just supposed to stand around and look important." "Oh," said Todd. Todd was wearing white shorts, a Hawaiian shirt, and sunglasses. Dee Dee crawled across the floor to Stefan so she could get a better look at his shoes. "They're so shiny," she said. "I can see myself." She knocked on one of his shoes with her fists. "They're hard, too." "Dee Dee, get up," said Mrs. Jules. Dee Dee stood up. She had on a black t-shirt that came down to her knees. In the middle of the shirt was a red heart. Above the heart, in sparkling silver and gold letters, it said, "Love Goddess." "I bet they're good for kickball, huh, Stefan?" she asked. "Since they're so hard." "No," said Stefan. "I can't run in them, and they hurt my feet." "Then why do you wear them?" asked Dee Dee. "Because they're uncomfortable," Stefan explained. "You have to wear uncomfortable shoes if you want to look important." "Oh," said Dee Dee. "What's that thing around your neck?" asked Paul. "It's a tie," said Stefan. "Does it keep your neck warm?" asked Paul. "No," said Stefan. "Does it hold your shirt on?" asked Paul. "No," said Stefan. "Well, what's it for?" asked Paul. "It chokes me," said Stefan. "Oh," said Paul. "The more it chokes me, the better I look," Stefan explained. "See?" He tightened his tie. "Oh, yeah," said Paul. "You look real handsome." Paul was wearing cowboy and Indian pajamas. Stefan pulled his tie tighter. "Now, how do I look?" he asked. "Wow, you look great," said DJ. "Pull it tighter." Stefan pulled his tie even tighter. "How's this?" he gasped. "You look great and very important," said Dee Dee. Dee Dee was wearing a toga made of her bedsheet. "Pull it tighter," said Bibi. Stefan pulled on his tie. He could no longer breathe. "Tighter," everyone yelled. Stefan pulled it even tighter. His eyes bulged and his nose turned blue. He had never been more handsome. "Tighter," they all shouted. Stefan pulled his tie so hard that he ripped it in half. "Oh," the whole class groaned. "Darn," said Stefan. "Now I'm not great and important anymore." "Yes, you are, Stefan," said Mrs. Jules. "You're just as great and important as you ever were." "I am?" Stefan asked. "Certainly," said Mrs. Jules. "The tie didn't make you important. It doesn't matter what you wear on the outside. It's what's underneath that counts. Underneath? Asked Stephen. Yes, said Mrs. Jules. If you want to be great and important, you have to wear expensive underpants. Oh, said Stephen. Mrs. Jules had on a flower tank top and a grass skirt. Chapter 26. The Mean Mrs. Jules. Everybody in Mrs. Jules' class thought she was a very nice teacher.